Hello everybody and welcome to online English class. This is level 2, lesson 21, which starts on June 15th. This is part 1. In this video, we're doing the warm-up, then we're going to review past and future tense. You are probably watching this video between June 15th and June 21st. This video was filmed on June 13th, 2020. So the warm-up. The day is Saturday. The date is June 13th, 2020. So in numbers, that is 06-13-2020. June 13th, 2020. The weather is, well, let's look at the weather. So, it is Saturday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The weather is partly cloudy. Current temperature is 84 degrees Fahrenheit. The precipitation, or the chance of rain, is 0. Wind is going at 6 miles per hour, so the wind is slow. Let's look at the temperature range. The high temperature for today is 85, and the low temperature is 64 degrees. So, the weather is, what is the weather? The weather is partly cloudy. There is a 0% chance of rain. The precipitation is 0, so today it will not rain today. It won't rain today. The humidity, let's look at the humidity. The humidity is 35%, so it's normal. If the humidity is 35%, then the air is not too wet and not too dry. It's normal. Today is a little windy, or today is not windy. There's not a lot of wind today. The temperature range is from the high temperature is 85 today and the low temperature is 64 degrees today. So the temperature range is from 64 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. The current temperature is 84 degrees. It feels warm. Yesterday is in the past, so we change is to was. Yesterday, the weather was sunny. Tomorrow, let's look at the weather tomorrow. So today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday, it looks like the weather is mostly sunny, so we can just say sunny. Tomorrow, the weather is going to be sunny. Now, let's review past tense. In the past, if we want to talk in the past tense, we change the verb. We change the verb. So if we have the sentence, I go to the store, we changed the verb go to went. I went to the store. Okay, that's easy, right? Well, let's talk about questions. With questions, in the present, we have don't and doesn't. We have do and does in the present. When we ask a question, we say, do you go to the store? Do you go to the store? Or does she go to the store? Let's write one more sentence here. She goes to the store. So in the present, we have I go to the store, she goes to the store. In the present, we change the verb here if the subject is she, he, or it. So we add S to the verb. She goes to the store. Now, when we have questions, we use do or does. Again, because does is the verb in the front, with she, we add S. She, he, it, we add S. But because this subject is you, we don't change it. We just say do. If we have questions in the past, we change do or does to did. Did you go to the store? Did she go to the store? Okay, so when we have questions, we have to add the verb do, does, or did. And then this is the verb that we change now. So in the present, we change do or does. We change do or does for the subject. So we have do, does, did. And then we have go. We have go, we have goes here. Okay, so I'm coloring these verbs based on the first verb and the second verb. First verb, second verb. We always change the first verb, but the second verb, we don't change it. So in this sentence is in the present. I go to the store. Go is the first verb because it's not a question and it's not a negative sentence. So we can just say go because this is I go. But in this sentence, the subject is she. So with the word go, we add the letter S. She goes to the store. When we have questions, we have to add do or does. So with the verb go, we need to add do or does. So with the subject you, we don't need to change do. We just keep it the same. Do you go to the store? With the subject she, we need to change the first verb. We need to add the letter S. Does she go to the store? Now in the past, if we change these sentences to the past, again, we only change the first verb. Did you go to the store? Did she go to the store? The second verb, go, stays the same because we only changed the first. Now, what do I mean by first verb and second verb? Well, first verb and second verb in a phrase, the first verb is do, does, or, just do or does. These are the first verbs, and then the second verb is just go. Now, for negatives, Negative sentences have no or not. So in the present, we have do not and does not. In the past, we have did not. Remember, do not is don't, does not, doesn't, did not, didn't. So, the same thing. Because this is a negative, we need to add does not, do not, and did not to the verb. So we have I don't go to the store. Or she doesn't go to the store. First verb, don't or doesn't. Second verb, go to. Now, in the past, we just changed do not or does not to did not. So I didn't go to the store. So now we can practice writing more difficult sentences. First, let me explain that when we use the first verb and the second verb for what we change, so I told you we only change the first verb and the second verb stays the same, right? Well, this is only for questions and negative sentences. For questions and negative sentences, we need to use do or does. For the verb to be, the verb to be is different because in to be, we don't need to use the word do. To be doesn't need to do. So it doesn't need does, do, or didn't. To be doesn't need to do for negatives or questions. So, for example, I am at the store. The sentence, I am at the store. If we write this as a question, we can say, are you at the store? We can say, I am not at the store. Are you at the store? I am not at the store. So for questions and for negatives, we don't need to do if we use the verb to be. I am at the store. Are you at the store? I am not at the store. So for all verbs except for to be, when we have questions and when we have negatives, we use do. So we have the first verb and the second verb. For to be, we don't need do. So when we ask a question with to be, we can just say, are you a construction worker? I am not a construction worker. We don't need to do. This sentence, I wash and dry the dishes. So I want to write this sentence in the past tense. There are two verbs here, and we're going to change both to past tense. So I washed and dried the dishes. I washed and dried the dishes. We changed both verbs to past tense. Now, let's say I want to talk in the negative. I don't wash I don't wash and dry the dishes. Okay, so we have the sentence, I don't wash and dry the dishes. Now we have a negative. We have don't. I don't what? I don't wash and dry. So, in the past, we have I didn't wash and dry the dishes. So we change didn't to past tense, but wash and dry are the verbs that go after didn't. These are the verbs that go with don't. All of this is together. So, I didn't wash and dry the dishes. So let's change the sentence a little. I don't wash the dishes, but I dried the dishes. I don't wash the dishes, but I dry the dishes. So in this sentence, we have a negative and then a yes verb. This is just a regular verb. Let's write this sentence in past tense. So we have the negative here, I don't wash. And then the other verb is dry. So we say I didn't wash the dishes, but I dried the dishes. Okay, so I didn't wash the dishes, but I dried the dishes. Okay, so we have I didn't wash the dishes. So this is a negative. I didn't wash. So didn't, we change didn't to past tense and wash stays the same. This is a different verb. These two are separate. They're not together anymore because this is no and this is yes. So we have to write them separate. So this, we change this one to past tense because it's the first verb again. I didn't wash the dishes, but I dried the dishes. Okay, so now let's talk about future. When we talk in the future, we have two ways of talking in the future. We can use will, verb, or we can use to be going to, verb. So if I have the sentence, I clean the kitchen. I clean the kitchen. The verb in this sentence, or the action word, is clean. I clean the kitchen. The verb is clean. So, in the future, we can say will clean. Let's write a different one too. She bakes a cake. And the verb is bake. Okay, so in this sentence, she bakes a cake. The verb is bake. But because this sentence is in the present, and then the subject is she, we add the letter S. She bakes a cake. In this sentence, the verb is clean. Because the subject is I, we don't add the letter S here, so we just say I clean the kitchen. If in this sentence, if we change I to she, then we have she cleans the kitchen. In the sentence, she bakes a cake, if we change she to I, then we say I bake a cake. So, in the present, If the subject is he, she, it, we add the letter S to the verb. Now, let's use will verb. So, I clean the kitchen. We say, I will clean the kitchen. Or she will bake. She will bake a cake. When we use the future, we just use the verb here. We don't say bakes. We don't say she will bakes a cake. We just say she will bake a cake. Just the regular verb, no S. So that's how you use will. Let's practice to be going to. So the verb to be. To be, we have I, you, we, they, he, she, it. So I am, you are, he is. That's to be. To be going to, and then the verb. So, let's use a new paper. We have I, to be going to, and then the verb, and then the words the kitchen. So the verb in this sentence is clean. So we can just write clean here for the verb. To be going to. Okay, so we have I and to be. So we can change to be to am. To be, I am going to clean the kitchen. I am going to clean the kitchen, or I will clean the kitchen. Same thing. Now let's do she bakes a cake. We have she, to be going to, and then the verb, the words a cake at the end. Okay? So the verb is bake. Now let's do she and to be. So we say she is going to bake a cake. She is going to bake a cake. So that is how we talk in the future. We can use will verb. This is the easy one. And we can use to be going to verb. This one's a lot longer. I think this one's the easy one because it's very short and simple.